humans that brings us to a newfound unity with them, and also brings new life to each other. And also we can show hospitality, receiving strangers into our homes. It takes a conscious effort to reach out across a culture to make a friendship, and it's on both sides. And but both must be learners. But of course, often the migrant is more anxious to learn a new culture, and so we need to remember that making cross-cultural friendships also is something that is part of God's plan for our lives too. Matthew 28, 19 to 20 says that we are to go and make disciples of all nations. Well, that means sometimes that we're not having to go these days, but that people are voluntarily coming to us. And also, of course, in Revelation, we've got the reminder that in front of the Lamb, the throne, will be people from every nation, tribe, people and language. And way back in Genesis 12, verse 3, that all people would be blessed through the blessing that God gave to Abraham. And so that's where I get our little summary from, blessed to be a blessing. So we need to remember that it's really not optional. God has placed us in this world to serve him. So how to begin a conversation? Okay, well, this is the best way. Yeah, you just smile. Smile is a very good beginner. The next one, of course, is
a simple introduction thing. We actually heard this story recently. So this fellow who had been a wonderful evangelist to Muslims, and he asked him, "What's your best opening sentence for evangelising a Muslim?" And he said, "Go up to them, say, 'Hi, my name is so-and-so, what's yours?'" That was the best introduction to being able to share the gospel. Well, it's the best introduction to being able to communicate with anyone, to share with anyone. So feel free to do that, and we should be looking to do that.
Okay, look, welcoming, it helps, doesn't it? We do want to share the gospel with people, so looking welcome, looking like you are glad to see them. How to begin a conversation. Where are we likely to be able to begin a conversation? Well, you have a good place just out in the courtyard, straight after church. I'm sure you're finding here many people are coming to church, and you have a good opportunity just by going out there and striking up a conversation with a visitor. And many of them want to learn and practice their English. It's a new language for them, so they're very happy to have someone who will talk to them. And also,
we had one young man from China came to the church because he had looked it up on the internet. He wanted to practice his English, and he wanted to hear English, so he came to the church. He came to the morning tea afterwards, and he got reasonably good English. He wanted to practice his English to actually get his IELTS up, to get his PR. But he was quite open to hearing, to talking. He actually went to one of our Discovering Jesus programs to explain what the gospel was all about. And he comes to our Bible study group. That was just because he wanted to learn English and was willing to. We've had others who have similar thing. They come not because they want to particularly, because they're believers. They come to the church because that's somewhere where they can meet and talk to people in English. And we should use that. It's a wonderful opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and of course often there are other people who they are lonely, and just in talking, letting them, being interested for them to talk about their home, their country, their family, and of course sharing about yours gives them just another, helps to take care of some of that loneliness. So after you've completed the introductions, how can we go deeper? We've just got by, who you are, where you've come from. So I think in a group we'll have a little task of making up some questions that would be helpful to have in your head when you've finished the introduction conversations in the courtyard, and just amongst your groups for a few minutes.
2 or 3 together, or 3 or 4, whatever's easiest. Just think up some questions, and we'll probably put some of them up on the whiteboard, so that can help you go beyond "Hi, my name is," because that's what we want to go a bit further.
Okay, so it's about 5 minutes just to have a chat in 2s and 3s, would you? And what's first? Some of them know that before.
Yeah.
Have they been to the church before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should like get some sort of understanding of background.
Well, you can ask for anything, personal interests, or things like to do, trying to find a common thing that they share. And also, if someone has joined the service, so after the service and wanting to ask just anything about the service, like anything interesting or questions, So, provide help if
Yeah.
Anyone else got any other burning question they think they can?
I've heard a thing called FORM, F-O-R-M, Family, Occupation, Recreation and Money.
Oh, okay. Family, occupation, recreation and money. Good.
Do I need to fill it out? Okay.
Talking thing.
Well, we were recently at a conference, and a fellow from Germany, I think, but he's out here in Australia, and he just gave some...
Working in Western Sydney.
He's working in Western Sydney, and he gave some suggestions for just taking the conversation deeper with anybody, not just with overseas, with migrants. And he had sort of his 7 questions. This is Aaron Morance's questions. So, what are you thinking about? You know, what are you dreaming about most at the moment? Just things about your own life, just to be able to share a bit about what your hopes and dreams are. What's the number 1 issue at the moment in your life? Which area of your life do you need encouragement? How can I be praying for you? And that often rings a bell even with non-believers, particularly with Muslims who will accept prayer and actually really do value even Christians praying for them. What specific things are you praying for at the moment? Where in your life do you see God working? And if God did a miracle in your life, what would you want it to be?